Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm happy to announce that I'm back in the park and I'm ready to bring you some of the Kruger's magic here in the south. This morning actually kicked off on a good note, a little bit of a distant visual, but there was 4 Vurami individuals with 3 cubs, the one lioness with her 3 cubs, trailed by 3 young Vurami males. The male with the injured scrotum, he was actually following at the back, but they were angling away from the road. But it was good to get a head count and at least see them from a distance. We are slowly making our way towards the S28. I'll head up to Shishangeni and then we will see what happens the rest of the morning. Stay tuned for some more lion updates coming later. Alright, so while I'm cruising slowly here on the S28, I'm just thinking that those 7 lions up there might have moved down towards the river over here and perhaps come and drink some water here at the Lollipop Loop. So I'm going to definitely end up there and wait a little bit and actually see if they do come. But before then, let's go through some latest lion updates during the last week and a half. 3 young Vurami males, including your beloved Zaza, has been seen in this area of the S28 north of the tar road, and probably 2 or 3 of those males as well has been joining these lionesses. Maria, the collared lioness with a younger collared lioness, was seen on the Shishangeni turn of S28 yesterday as well. So it's good to hear that they're also still mingling about in their natal range. The other update, there was a beautiful male lion, as you can see there, called the Mpondo male, mating with a lioness. And they actually had a kill there in that area as well. And then leading after that, when they finished, they were courting or found courting in that area. Now apparently they took over the Mpondo pride 2 years ago. I have not seen that pride before. And I've been hearing that they might be expanding further south into this area. And to add to that, with the lack of pride males in the area, because we're still wondering where Blondie is, we haven't seen split nose. It's probably close to about 6-7 weeks. There is room for new pride males or new blood to move deeper into this area. I've been waiting here for about 15 minutes at the Lollipop Loop at this wonderful rocky platform with some hippos here. The wind is picking up slightly, it is fairly cool, but nevertheless, those lions were angling sort of towards this area or one of the roads that cuts off with or junctions up with the S28, where there's power lines running over there. So I'm just giving chance to let them move a little bit during this cool moments, and maybe we can catch up with them a little bit later on. But if you ever here and you want to stop at the Lollipop Loop, especially when it's nice warm weather and it's wind still, for birding it's beautiful. The hippos keep on calling in the background. It's quite a nice place to take a break and have your little breakfast before the start of the rest of the morning. Anyways, I am going to sit here for another few minutes and then we shall move on to the S28 towards the causeway and Shishangeni. Hang in there. We are lucky with a group of elephants. So far it looks like 2 young males, possibly satelliting a breeding group. We'll stop here, see if we can get some nice close-up footage, maybe from the video camera as well. Enjoy. So one vehicle approaching from behind them, just keeping a good distance there. They can continue feeding. Yeah, there's definitely 2 young bulls. And perhaps their breeding herd has already moved through towards the Vurami River. But this young male will give us a nice walk by. Got the GoPros rolling, enjoy. Natal spur fowls calling over here, quite noisy. Alrighty, let's keep moving. Alright, you, thanks for hanging in there. I am here at the causeway on the S28. I like to touch base with you over here. It's such a cool point to go through, and we've had many good sightings over here before. I have some other good news that I want to share with you. I will be starting to guide actively again in the coming future, and I've been missing it after lower back surgery end of last year. It is about time, and I miss that terribly. So Kruger Unlocked will not go anywhere, and I will produce some more video material from the game drives that I do from Crocodile Bridge as well. And if you are ever in the area and you wanted to join me on a safari, get hold of me. You can come and join me on a game drive live here in the Kruger National Park, which will be absolutely amazing. Other than that, have a look at our travel website, CS-WildCAM. I'll drop a link in the description, and get in touch with us if you wanted us to help you plan out a possible safari in the future too. Lastly, have a look at my online shop. I have uploaded another image there. It is one of my personal favorites, called the Flaming Leopard. Beautiful, beautiful silhouetted leopard on a termite mount with the hues of the late dusky afternoon captured in the Manyaleti many years ago. If you wanted to support my channel, download that image for you to print for only a small fee. Well, I will see you on the rest of the S28. We're going to probably turn around here at Shishangeni and then head back towards the S25. I was thinking of possibly going towards the Ipa Pools area, so maybe we'll end up somewhere close to that. A lovely group of elephants crossing the road. Just turn around there on the Shishangeni turn off. Well, there's a tiny little calf behind the two leading in the front there. I'm counting 12 individuals, and they're sort of moving towards the drainage line close to the causeway. Now they're stopping to feed over here. Perfect. Gonna get some nice footage of the video camera. Comes the last two of them, last three. As you know, these breeding herds are led by a dominant female called a matriarch. She's also normally the most experienced and the eldest of the group as well. I sort of paused here very close to the causeway, as if the matriarch or some of the senior females are planning a drink of water later on, but they're focusing on feeding currently. Anyways, let's try and get something off the video camera. Unfortunately, the last of them moving down towards the drainage over there. I believe there would be more water just to the north of the causeway. Okay, we are on the S25, on our way to the S27 turn off towards Ipa Pools. But I wanted to touch on a sighting we had many months ago of the Gomondwane males, and it was actually the very first time I actually laid my eyes on those beautiful beasts. And it was in fact Split Nose and Blondie that rocked up with the lioness, and the lioness on that morning, I think she actually stole a kill from a pack of wild dogs that moved through the area. I never saw the dogs, but she ended up with a small or young impala. And after that, she was forced off by the pride males, and they finished it off. But what a sighting that was. But while I'm on that, the Ipa Pools pride, of course, recently moved or broke through a part of the fence line here in the south. And this was of recent, and you can see that in one of my previous videos as well. And Sandparks did everything in their ability to bring the animals back safely. They kept the animals in a boma for some time, and then they probably dropped them off somewhere close to their natal range, and that was the last update that I did have from them. If you've heard anything of where possibly they could have moved to or have been seen of recent days, drop something there in the comment box. But all I know is that the veterinarians and the team on that day, and despite the loss of 2 cubs, that was very unfortunate, they tried their absolute best, like they always do, to relocate the animals back towards where they belong here in the park. But that's typically the happenings on a daily basis in this massive, beautiful gem of a park of ours in South Africa, and they deal with it accordingly. But alright, I am almost here at the Hippo Pools S27 road. We're going to drive down towards the Crocodile River, and from there turn around. Hopefully we find something magical like a leopard or whatever the case. And yeah, I'll see you just before closing down at the gate. We are here at the Hippo Pools lookout point, and it is again quite magnificent over here. The views are spectacular, and if you sit here and you listen, you can hear the trickling of the flowing water in the Crocodile River. On the left hand side, if you approach, there's this beautiful outcrop with this rocky boulders over here, and you can definitely have a good chance of seeing a leopard here if you are frequenting this area, but also a good place to stop and have a quick breakfast, take a break. But just remember, you're not allowed to climb out of your vehicle. Always remember that. We're watching. Anyway, look at this rocky boulder here on the left. You can see how mechanically and chemically has been weathered down over thousands of years, being formed this way. You can see how the water has, through flooding of this massive Crocodile River, has crushed through the rocks there. There's the signboard with all the rules. Okay, and here, if you are driving a vehicle that has not good ground clearance, be careful. There's some protruding rocks over here. You also need to engage at least high 4 when you are here. You don't have to go in low range necessarily, but just take it very easy. You don't want to damage the bottom of your car with the rocks. And there's a vehicle up there actually turning around before this turnaround section. But look at that. You can see from the GoPro, the side GoPro over there, it is a lovely area, very vast, and if you sit there you might be lucky to see some nice animals coming down for drinks, especially when it's warm. Today it's a little bit cold, but come down towards the water's edge, and I've heard of many good lion sightings and leopard sightings in this area. But okay, I am heading back to the gate now. Hopefully we get that late morning leopard crossing the road, but if not, I will see you there. See a nice sounder of warthog right next to Saki over here. Just listen to how noisy they are eating. These omnivorous animals will eat even meat sometimes for a little bit of extra protein. Such an I never thought I'll bring some Pumbaa to you, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by the look of it over here. 7. See how they stoop down onto their front knees, get close to the ground, start themselves a little bit, especially if they start digging with the top of their nostrils. They are currently feeding on some of the small greenery, some of the small plants over there. And they do level down like that onto their knees. Their mouths also flatten out perfectly with the ground as well. Makes feeding a bit easier. Oh, awesome, man. Okay, so it is that time of the morning where I am going to close the show, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel as always. Thanks for all the comments that you've left over the last couple of weeks as well. I do read them. Sorry if I don't get to all of them. But until next time, I am catching you from the south of the Kruger National Park and Crocodile Bridge area. I'm Christof Schoeman, and you are watching Kruger Unlocked. I'll see you next time. Cheers for now.